Hi, Aquarius. Happy November. Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? How fast this year has gone by. At least I feel like it's almost intimidating. And I know out of all the astrological signs that you guys are very inept at feeling and seeing the transitional cycles that we are going through as a society. And Aquarius, more than anyone, understands the big concept of that. The necessity for those changes, the necessity for seasonal transitions, right? I know I'm kind of opening this reading a little bit complex, but you're Aquarius and you can freaking handle that shit. Right? It's almost like with the change of seasons, and there's this change of perspective going on, right? There's a lot of changes in the air. What's old is used and dying out, just like the leaves on a tree transition. And Aquarius understands the concept of that. Aquarius understands the concept that in order to have spring, we must have fall. In order to have winter, we must have summer. You guys, more than anyone else, understand these large concepts that sometimes other people don't even take the time to acknowledge. So yes, we understand what's going on in the bigger picture of things, that things are changing, things are transitioning. But let's take a look and see what's going on with you, Aquarius, in the month of November. Let's take a look and specifically bring it back down and see what's going on with you. What's going on with you? Let's zone it in a little bit. So the first card we have is the Judgment card. And I'll show you these cards in a sec, Aquarius. The next card we have is the Hangman. So far, 2 major arcana in your reading for the month of November, Aquarius. The 3 of Rods, the 8 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Holy cow, Aquarius! What did I just talk about? I talked about the fact that you guys understand the bigger aspects of life and civilization and how we evolve and how we change. And even on a personal level, you guys are going through this in your life right now. Very much so. Very much so. I love you guys. I love Aquarius. You know, you guys more than anybody have the ability to look at those big questions, right? Those big questions. With the Judgment card, will you come out of this phase feeling like you've made the right decision? Will you come out with that enlightenment that Aquarius seeks? I think you will. It's going to take some time, which is really annoying. But you're being asked, Aquarius, right now to be a little bit more reflective. And take your time, you know, and just kind of wait and see what happens. You guys can do that. You guys can do it. I mean, I understand like you're fixed and everything, and you know, sometimes it's hard to bring a conclusion to things that are changing in life. But there's a little bit of a stagnance here. There's a little bit of a stagnance here, Aquarius, and I think that you guys understand that sometimes there needs to be stagnance. Sometimes things aren't ready to progress until it's time for them to progress. The next card you have is the Three of Rods. That's you guys looking out to the horizon with your mind and your heart set on seeing what else is out there. All right, this is the curiosity. This is the need to know. You know, Aquarius can't be limited by the ground they're standing on. They have to see what else is out there. It's not always the easiest process, Aquarius, with the Eight of Cups. I call this card the bittersweet card, right? Cups stand for, you know, emotional aspects of life. There are things that you're being asked to leave behind because you feel like it's the right time to do so. You know in your heart that it's the right time for you to move on. And you're not going to make a big production out of it, and it's not going to be a whole bunch of drama. You're just going to pick up and you're going to go. But it's going to be sad because these are things in your life that you have built up, that you've worked towards, that you've acquired, that there is emotional investment in these things. There's emotional investment that you're choosing to leave just because it no longer serves you, Aquarius. This is where you are. You've got to be forward moving. Aquarius is too inspired to remain stagnant. There is part of you that just wants to hold on for dear life. You know, that's that fixed sign energy. I'm telling you, it's like, yeah, we have all these ideals and we have all these places we need to go, and we know that we need to leave things that aren't serving us behind, but there's this like inability to let go of what we've acquired. Four of Pentacles can be the difficulty of wanting to guarding what you have physically, whether it be like your home or a relationship or a career, even though you know that you've put effort into these things, that they're no longer serving you. In your heart, you already know this. In your heart, you already know that it's time to leave those things behind and look towards the horizon and look towards the future. Because of all the signs, Aquarius, you understand change. That doesn't mean that it's easy for you. You might understand it, you comprehend it, but that doesn't mean it's always the easiest thing for you. But you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll have that enlightening moment where you'll recognize that the things that you've been holding on to have been keeping you back. Just give yourself a little bit of time. Give it a little bit of time. It's not going to happen overnight. There are certain things that have to fall into place in order for you to be able to progress, in order for you to be able to finally make the decision to move on. And that's the Justice card. Because it's what it's meant to be. It's how it works. It's how the universe works, right? There's a scale, there's a balance that needs to be met, and things have been out of balance. Things have been out of balance. And so things are trying to adjust themselves. Interesting enough that the Four of Pentacles is above the Justice card. There could even be perhaps a situation for some of you where there might even be some legal things going on that you're waiting for. So maybe you're pinching pennies, you know, just to try to wait and see what happens with this legal matter. The Justice card, if it is a legal matter, tends to denote things going in your favor. So what do you do with that information? Do you decide to remain stagnant in the same old energy and just stay stuck where you are? Or do you decide to look towards the horizon regardless of how difficult that may be? It's a journey that Aquarius is being asked to take in the month of November. It might not actually happen in the month of November, but it's a preparation period with the Hangman. It's a preparation period. Interesting, Aquarius. I mean, you guys, it's definitely a good time to kind of take a look at your current situation and really think about whether it's serving you or whether you're ready for new horizons. So clarification for the Judgment card and the Hangman card, you've got the Page of Air, which is the Page of Swords. This card has been coming up like crazy in the last 3 readings that I've done in different decks. So it says, logical, honest, impulsive, curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. It's interesting, Aquarius, that it is, kind of going over. I mean, it says it's like delays or changes to plans, and it's like boom, Hangman. It's that stagnant energy, right? Or maybe you thought something was going to go a certain way at a certain time, and it's just not happening in the time frame that you want it to. But it will. I think you guys, and especially the way that this Judgment card is depicted, you guys might be feeling a little bit trapped right now. You might be feeling a little bit trapped. Aquarius is no good when they feel trapped. They're too expansive. They're too expansive to be trapped. Especially when you've got this on the brain, right? You're ready to go. The rods is like the suit of action, right? You're ready to go. But it's so funny because like when it's actually time to go, when it's actually time to make those changes, then you're like, oh man, whew, this is tougher than I thought it was going to be, right? Do you ever have those periods in life, Aquarius, where you're just like so kind of like bored and dull with the way that things are going? It's like you get up and you go to work and you come home and you go to bed and you get up and you go to work and you come and you're like, is this what life is meant to freaking be? Is this going to be how my life is going to progress? Right? And there's a little bit of that feeling of stagnation and entrapment, like, oh my gosh, it can't be. Like, there's too many good things out there. And then all of a sudden, that change just comes in. It comes in with the Page of Air, right? It comes in and says, oh, by the way, and then you're like, oh, okay, damn, I guess it's time to leave. Oh, but wait, I've got this and I've gotten this and this and I've worked really hard for this and I can't go to my new horizon without it. And then the Justice card comes in and balances everything out and almost makes that decision for you, right? It is what it is. It is what it is, Aquarius. That's my tree frog Angus, by the way, so please excuse his croaking. He's excited back there. He's got his heat lamp on and he's just feeling good today, I guess. Let's get a clarifier for the Three of Rods and the Eight of Cups. Three of Rods and Eight of Cups. It doesn't want to clarify that. It doesn't want to do it. All right. All right, then. Oh, I was just about to move on. 2 cards. Okay. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. Yeah. Yeah. That was really annoying. Yeah. But it just kind of makes sense, though. I mean, here you've got these two cards where you're like, oh, I can picture that and everything's all sunny and great. And then you've got the Eight of Cups where you're like, actually, ouch, this is kind of painful. But I know I need to go anyways, right? Again, this is the reason for that Hangman energy. It's a time for you to really sit and listen to your intuition and really feel like, what direction you need to head in. It specifically says, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. Is that really what you want, Aquarius? Do you want to stay put, or do you want to move forward? Really think about it. It's going to hurt if you decide to leave. It's going to hurt. But is it worth it in order to feel that new horizon, to get yourself out of that stuck and stagnant feeling? The other card that I pulled was the Two of Fire, which is the Two of Rods. There you are. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. Yeah. You know what it's about, Aquarius? It's about giving yourself the time to not just make up your mind, but make up your heart as well. You have to be ready to be able to move on. And you're almost there. You're almost there, but not quite. Not quite. Those two things need to meet. The heart and the mind need to be prepared for change before the actual change. So just give yourself that time. Give yourself the time to understand the implications of the change that's coming to your life in the month of November. Let's get a clarifier for the Four of Pentacles and the Justice card. This is an interesting combination. King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. So let me tell you something, Aquarius, about the King of Water. This guy, and he doesn't have to be a guy necessarily. This is a general reading, so it's not gender specific. But he's right at home here. I mean, if anybody has the ability to kind of control their emotions, it's the King of Water. He's right at home here. He feels comfortable here. He follows his intuition. No matter what's going on around him, no matter what kind of chaos or craziness is going on, he's right at home. He's self-assured right here. He knows who he is. So this might be someone, it could be, it could be it could be a water sign. Someone who's very intelligent but very compassionate and understanding. Someone who you could talk to that you wouldn't feel would be judgmental towards you, that could maybe open up your perspective. Or it could be you listening to your heart a little bit more and not just being stuck up here, right? Because yes, some decisions would be the more logical way to go. And some decisions feel like they are almost going against the grain, but it's how you feel. So almost, Aquarius, with the Eight of Cups coming in here, another cup card, it could potentially be like a mind over heart matter, these changes. Yes, my current circumstances may be like logically sound or whatever, and maybe like, on a physical level, it's probably the smartest thing for me to do, but it doesn't feel good anymore. It doesn't feel good anymore. It feels like stagnant. It feels stuck. I want more. I want to feel inspired. You've definitely got some things to think about, Aquarius, and you've definitely got some things to feel about. And you've got to decide which direction you want to go in based on that. But with the Justice card again, here again, I feel like there's going to be a balance there. I think you're going to be able to find a balance. I don't think it's something that you're going to just have to completely throw out all logic and just follow your heart. And I don't think it's going to be something where it's just like follow your heart and I think there's going to be a balance there in the end of in the end of things. And I think this period of stagnation for you is the opportunity for you to gain that balance, for you to gain that perspective in a way that serves you best. So it sounds a little complex, but in all honesty, this is all a natural process. It really is. It's a natural process, just like the change of seasons. Just like the change of seasons. It happens naturally. It's a natural transformation for you in the month of November, Aquarius. Hmm. Let's go ahead and pull I want to pull a postcard from Spirit Advice card for you. What kind of information we can glean. This type of energy is a little bit unsettling. It can feel a little bit unsettling, but I want you to know that there's no hurry here, Aquarius. There really isn't. It's not like you have to make a decision tomorrow. I want you to work on getting adjusted with the way that you feel, the way that what it makes you think of, and the way it makes you feel. And I think when the time is right, you guys are going to be able to make the right decision for you. So it says, Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in Spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. If that isn't an Aquarius card, I don't know what is. Totally. You guys, more than any other sign, have the ability to use that quick intellect and those deep questions in your mind to create. To create. And you know what? If you're not doing that, you need to find a way to do that, Aquarius, because that is what you're here to do. You guys are going to have an unbelievable month of November. It's going to be challenging. There's going to be a lot of reward to it as well as you start to find yourself and figure out some answers that you've been asking for a long time. I wish you all the luck. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.